Hey everybody, how's it going? This is Stemp and welcome back to the sleepover. Today I kind of wanted to talk about something that I've come to realize a bit about modern day life, I guess. And that is that our attention is currency. And as somebody who has ADHD, um, I am broke as hell a lot of the time. Well, not even broke. I think I'm just have infinite money and I'm just giving it to everyone I see all the time, but I never save any for myself. So, I live in a box, but I have $1 billion. I think that with how the world is now compared to at least when I was younger, um, there are too many things that are grabbing at my attention all the time. I feel like I never am bored anymore. Well, I am, but I'm gonna get to that. It's like I feel like I never have a moment where I am not consuming because I realized, as a kid, I feel like I had so many crazy ideas that a lot of them are still with me to this day, like stupid ideas that I had for like TV shows or like a cool movie or a book or, something like that. Like some weird creative story that I made up in my head that whenever I was bored, I would think about it and I would continue that storyline and there'd be all these branching things. I don't know if everybody did that, but I did as a kid. I daydreamed so much. And now I feel like whenever I have those moments, I don't quite do that. I feel like whenever I have those quiet moments where I can think to myself, it's like right before bed or maybe in the shower. But besides that, I am always doing something. And I feel guilty if I'm not always doing something, which makes it hard to relax, and it makes the idea of forcing myself to be quote unquote bored in a sense hard because it's like, well, I'm not doing anything. I should be doing something. I should be watching a YouTube video and learning how to do a new skill, or I should be uh, relaxing, playing games with my friends, or maybe I should just, reply to people who I haven't talked to in a while on my phone, or check in on people on Instagram or whatever, like I feel like every moment that I have to myself where I don't have to do work on for somebody else kind of a thing, but time that I have to myself, I feel like I don't ever have a time that I'm bored because every second of the day, my brain is being stimulated in some way. When I was a kid, you go to school and you have all these periods and stuff where, yeah, you're learning stuff, but I was one of those kids who would catch on quick. So I would figure out how to do something and then they'd give us time to work in class. I'd finish it and then I'd be sitting there for like 10, 15, 20 minutes sometimes. And I feel like those moments of boredom, I would just be stuck in my head. I'd be dreaming up these big ideas, these crazy worlds because, oh, I saw that thing earlier and that makes me think, what if I did something kind of like that? But it's like this instead. And then blah, blah, blah. And I would have this crazy arching thought, like brain map of an idea that would, expand over time because I'd have so many of these periods in the day, like the bus ride home, the ride in your parents' car going to wherever you have to go, or maybe they have to run errands. So you're just there. You're walking around Walmart with them. You're not doing anything. You're just there because you have to be there because you're a kid. You don't have a choice. But during those times, your brain wanders because you're bored. You don't want to be doing this, but You kind of have to because you don't have another choice. And in those moments, I feel like is when like creativity really would shine. And now, as an adult who just finished school, uh, I've realized that I have so much time in the day, um, just so much time because I'm not worrying about like school stuff now. I'm worrying about uh, getting my work stuff done, working on YouTube videos, and any time I have in between, which isn't much, but still, any time I have in between, it's filled with some other type of thing. Because for me personally, right now at least, and I know some people aren't as lucky, I guess, to have this situation, and this might seem like a first world problem type of thing, but I wake up and my job is on my computer. I work remote. So I wake up and I see my desk where I'm going to be sitting for the next several hours because I have work to do. And I get up, I take a shower, I take my meds, eat breakfast, and then I get started. And I'm in my room, in a place of comfort, essentially, doing work all day. And then say by like 5 p.m. or whatever, if I'm done by then, maybe earlier than that, I might work on my own stuff. I might go to talk to some friends in Discord or something like that. I might go hang out with some friends in real life. I don't know. But throughout that whole day, I am on my computer. I am working. And now keep in mind, this is for somebody else's thing. This isn't something I'm doing for myself. I mean, obviously I'm the one working, but this is on, my boss's time. I'm here for my boss right now. I'm not here for me. So being bored during work is whatever. I have to problem solve. I have to do stuff. I'm still being creative with my job. I'm a video editor. So obviously I'm doing stuff. But in between, all those times in between, whether I get up to get a glass of water or I take like a lunch break type of deal, what do I do during that time? I guess a glass of water is pretty quick, but but on my break, I'll get food and then I'll watch YouTube, or I'll go on my phone and I'll scroll through Twitter, or I'll scroll through TikTok or Instagram, or look at my messages and reply to my friends. And then I go back on my computer and I'm continuously stimulated doing my work. And then when the day's over, my relaxation period begins, and there's a good chance that what I'm going to do is spend more time on my computer. I'm going to play games. I'm going to scroll through Twitter. I'm going to, I don't know, watch YouTube. Maybe I'm going to watch TV. Maybe I'll watch Netflix. Maybe I'll watch this. Maybe I'll watch that. And all of these things, all of them have a choice involved. I get to choose what I'm watching. I get to choose what music I'm listening to. I get to choose all of these different things. And it made me realize that, like, as a kid, I didn't have these kind of options. If I wanted to watch TV as a kid in my downtime, I had to pick between what was on cable. I had to choose, do I want to watch Nick or Disney or Cartoon Network? And 90% of the time it was Cartoon Network. But if something was on that I didn't like, then what am I going to do about it? Do I just watch the thing that I don't like, or no? I'm going to go play with my Legos. I'm going to go outside. I'm going to go bother my mom. I'm going to go do something. I'm going to go find some way to spend my time outside of consumption. And same when it comes to music. You wanted to listen to music back then. I can listen to the 10 songs that my mom has downloaded on her iPod mini, or I can listen to the radio. And maybe there's some CDs kicking around. But you have such limited choices. And now, like, especially as somebody who does like more music related stuff with my own channel and everything, like, I feel like I never realized that like music streaming platforms are insane. Like you spend like 5-10 bucks a month and you have access to literally like everything ever of all time. And you can just click play on it. You don't have to download it. You can just hit play and the music plays in high quality. No download period, no like purchase of an album to listen to it. You just can. I can listen to whatever I want in the world. I can, I mean, obviously Netflix and these streaming platforms have limited selections, but oh, I don't see anything I like on Netflix. Well, I'm going to go to Hulu. Oh, I don't see anything here. Oh, I'm going to go to Amazon Prime. Oh, HBO. Oh, Paramount. I don't fucking know. You're going to be hopping between until you find something that you want to watch, but you get to curate that. You're spending all this time finding, the perfect thing to watch, and it's because you determined that this moment is I'm gonna watch something on TV. That's what I'm gonna do right now. And you're not just throwing something on. I mean, I'm sure that does happen. There's been plenty of times where you're just like, I don't really care. I just want background noise. I'm gonna put on Family Guy. But you see what I mean with the constantly filled airspace. Like think about how you do chores now versus how you did chores like as a kid. Because as a kid, I have to do the dishes. All I'm doing is doing the dishes. I'm doing the dishes. My parents are in the living room or something watching TV. I have to do the dishes. It's just me, my thoughts, some rubber gloves, and wet food that I don't want to touch. But now, if I want to go and do chores, what am I going to do? I'm going to pop in some earbuds. I'm going to listen to geese while I clean. And I think it's crazy that I don't have time with my thoughts anymore. And for a while, I kind of chased this feeling. I was like, I don't want to be stuck in my head. I have, my brain's constantly racing all the time. It's desirable to have quietness. So when you fill that void with noise, with music, with a TV show in the background, with aimlessly scrolling on TikTok and reading comments and stuff like that, you're not giving your brain a rest ever. I feel like the baseline is always go, go, go. And it's so weird that we can even feel bored anymore in the first place, because I don't even think we are feeling bored. I think that bored has a new definition almost now compared to what it used to be. Because, when I was a kid, I'm bored. That means that there's nothing on TV that I want to watch. And, it's the middle of the summer and, I don't know, my friends aren't nearby, so I can't do anything. And it's the middle of the day, so my parents are at work and I'm just stuck wandering around with my thoughts. And what would I do? I'd start playing with Legos. I'd start writing something down. I'd start making a stupid YouTube video. I'd, maybe play some video games with some friends or something, but it would cause me to think about those things and cause me to get up and do something about it. Rather than just, mindlessly scrolling. Or I'd sit there with my thoughts and I'd think of random things. And now I never get to really sit with my thoughts, because, I have to sit in the waiting room at the doctor's office. I'm going to go on my phone. I'm in a car ride where I'm not the one driving. Like, yeah, I'll talk to the people, in the car, but what am I going to do? I'm going to go on my phone. We're waiting for this thing on my phone. I don't know. Every down period is just filled. And I've tried to solve this a little bit. I feel like I've been better about going on my phone and stuff. I've installed, some of those like app blocker things where you can only go on for a certain amount at a time. But even then, I feel like, yeah, maybe I can't go on these apps. Maybe I can't do that, but I can still, reply to my friends and stuff, because I'm not going to block the things that are essential, I guess. But at the same time, people went hundreds of years without having a instant, communication device in their pocket. But I feel like everything is just like we live in an era of an excess in information. We constantly have news like being fed to us from every which part of the world. And let's be real, everything happening on the news is terrible. There's nothing good happening half the time. None of these things are good stories. These are all depressing, terrible things that we're hearing. And then, we go on with our day knowing about that. We're so connected that it makes it overwhelming. And I think our brains are not meant to handle this much information. I mean, like, we just see so much and hear so much and learn so much about everything ever that it consumes us. We are, I think there's a reason that like being educated in pop culture has become a very normal thing. Whereas back in the day, you'd be like a nerd if you knew movie quotes and stuff. And nowadays, it's cool if you're on Letterboxd. Like, everybody's so informed. Everybody wants to be informed about the thing that they like so much that there isn't, room for casualness in a way. And it makes it so that we're constantly spending all of our time trying to get as much out of everything that we can, that it's, I don't know, there's some kind of beauty in not knowing that stuff and being, I guess, okay with that. Because now, I mean, shit, you and your friends are having an argument about some stupid thing. Oh no, it was this guy in this movie, not that guy. And then somebody just looks it up on Google. And there you go, conversation's over. Back in the day, you just had to argue about it until somebody was like, you know what? No, I remember that scene. You're right. It wasn't that guy. It was that guy. And then you'd be like, yeah, and it would be so much more satisfying. But I don't know. I know this has been kind of a ramble. And I know that I'm probably taking way too much of your attention. So get off your phone, get off your computer, stop watching this video. Look at a wall, stare at the ceiling, be alone with yourself for like 20 minutes and just let that be it. Don't put on music. Don't put on anything in the background. Don't have lights flashing around your room, with your LED strip lights on the ceiling or some shit. Like, turn on the overhead lights for once. I know it's scary, but you can do it. Turn on those boring overhead lights. Look at a blank part of your wall that's not filled with posters. And just sit there and think. Put yourself in timeout, basically. Be bored. Get to that feeling. And do it often as you can. Because I think we need more boredom and less overstimulation. I don't know. Thanks for listening to this ramble if you did. I hope you guys maybe can figure this one out. Either way, this has been Stump. And thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.